Should you invest in the Aether Games upcoming IDO? Watch this video as I share my thoughts about this project. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video I want to talk about something else. I will still continue going over the top 20 games according to CoinGecko's GameFi report, but in this video I want to talk about Aether Games, and I will tell you in a bit why I want to talk about this game. But before I do so, I want to make something clear. I'm not here to shield or fight this project. I'm just broadcasting the way I think about and how I look at projects. So why am I talking about Aether Games? It's because I saw the announcement for their IDO on Polka Starter and on Paid Networks Ignition Launchpad. To be honest, I've had a good experience with both of these launchpads in the past cycle, and believe it or not, I'm happy with them. And full disclosure, I have about 1,000 of each of the tokens, so yeah, I hold some of their tokens, but nothing too big. And how I feel and how I think about launchpads is gonna be for another video. In this video, I just want to talk about when I see a project on a launchpad, how I look at it, because in the past cycle, I didn't think about it, I just went in. But this cycle, I decided to do my own research and try to vet the project myself. There are three things I look at in a project. What is the project about? So I check the website, I check the white paper, I check if they have a product, if I can play with it, use it, and I read their roadmap and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to achieve. The second thing I look at is who's behind the project. So it's the team, the investors, and the community. And the third thing I look at is what am I buying? If it's an NFT or a token, I have to know what am I buying, at what price I'm buying, how much the project is worth, what is the vesting and tokenomics for that, what is the utility for that token, and what benefits it brings to the ecosystem, who's gonna benefit from having this token, is it gonna help the project, will the gamers use it, will the investors use it, and those kind of stuff. First off, what is Aether Games? So if you come to their website, there's a docs page that you can open up and read about what they are. So Aether Game is an innovative transmedia development studio. So they're trying to be a gaming studio developing games in the Web3 ecosystem, and they're trying to create an immersive gaming and entertainment experience for both Web2 and Web3 audiences. They have a mission, they want to make gaming franchises, and of course they believe that blockchain is gonna help gaming. And as you can see, they have two games, Aether trading card game and Aether Saga. So the video I was showing previously was Gates of Eternity. I don't know if Aether Saga now or they changed it, because they changed the name for Aether trading card game. Previously was something else. We will get to that later. And going to their pitch deck, that you can see they talk about having the IP to the Wheel of Time, which is a novel written by Robert Jordan. So 14 novels, he wrote the books. They seem to be popular. And as you can see, there's been a TV show about the Wheel of Time season 1 and season 2. So recently they made season 2, so it's something ongoing and it's an IP. But I cannot put the pieces together because the Red Eagle Entertainment actually holds the IP for the Wheel of Time. So I don't know how it's connected with Aether Games, but it must be something that they're putting it in their pitch deck. But having the IP rights doesn't mean anything. So as you saw with the Lord of the Rings Golem, so it was a flop. Also the Walking Dead Destinies, it was a flop. So they had the IP, but they made a game which didn't work out. So having an IP, although it's good, but I will take it with a grain of salt. So continuing further with their pitch deck, you can see that they're talking about their token and the card game. So they have P2P card trading. They keep talking about the card game. So they have another Aether Saga, and I don't know if they still have the Gates of Eternity or not, but they keep talking about the card game, and they talk about the Aether, how it's gonna do, and they say that they're live on Epic. Steam they're not live anymore. So after Steam decided not to work with blockchain and Web3 games, so they're not on Steam. But I downloaded the game on the Epic, so they are actually on Epic, and they're gonna be live on Google Play eventually. Then they have this page that they show every platform that you could possibly game on. I don't know what's the point. They even mentioned Linux, so it's gonna be cloud gaming, mobile gaming, Mac OS, Linux, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam Deck, even ROG Ally. So they didn't miss anything, and they don't say anything. There's no title for this page. I really wanted to be there when they were pitching this, and what would the audience think? To say, oh, wow, you have everything, every platform. This is something in the future, some promises maybe. Again, the salt is there. Then again, they have the screenshots for the gameplay of their game, which is the card game. I will get to the card game and how it was later on. Again, they show the crafting in their card game. So it's really revolving around the card game, which is not bad. It could be only a card game. I wouldn't mind. So going to the next pages, you can see still the card game, the mechanics. There's gonna be esports tournaments, card game, card. Then again, other stuff. trading card, deck builder, PvP, 7 versus 1, so lots of stuff. And they actually have a long roadmap, so till 2025 they want to finish this card game, maybe throw in an Hollywood IP card game, then release on mobile, eventually on the other platforms. Oh, they missed Switch, but they brought it here. So, and of course they're going back to traditional physical card game, and they're gonna collaborate with toy manufacturers to bring the toys. And as you can see, it's very ambitious. It's very showing a rosy picture that everything will go as planned and we're gonna do this stuff. So many players, so many audience for us, and we must do this stuff for the audience. So I don't know how to feel about this roadmap. It's not very feasible for me, at least at this stage, and how I've seen the Web3 games being evolved. And this is like me saying for next video I'll be playing the Cards of Eternity with Mr. Beast. So subscribe, I'll be doing it. You wouldn't believe it. Even I wouldn't believe it. They also talk about the monetization. So this is how the company itself and the studio itself is gonna monetize itself. So I don't think this is related to the token utility and the token holder. So this is what the company is going to generate. So let me know if I'm missing something. Coming to Polka Starter's page, you can see that they're going to of course say good things about this game. So Aether Games team worked on 500 plus media titles, movie series to games. So that's a lot, 500 titles. So it says that it has a 4.8 rating on Epic Games, which is good, but I still don't know how Epic Games does its rating. So you cannot read about anything, you just see a rating. Previously, I knew that they just allow the people who play often the game to at some point start rating the game. So if you're a person jumping into a game and you don't like the game, so you stop playing it in the first hour or second hour, then you won't get prompted to rate the game. And then they said all the stuff that Aether Games said in their white paper or their website or their pitch deck, but they never mentioned AI technology. So I don't know where did Polka Starter get this. Maybe they added on, so they say, okay, AI is now the talk of town, so we must have this inside also. So now checking the team. So when you see an actual name, an actual face, it's a good sign. It's usually a good sign that you see actual people and you don't see like monkey faces or skeleton faces or ninja faces or some random JPEGs on their page. For me, after the previous cycle, a project, no matter how good it is, no matter how futuristic it is, no matter what they're saying, if the team is not public, that's for sure a red flag for me. Because not being public, it's gonna tell me either this is a side work for you, or either you're not confident enough in this project, or either you're not proud of this project that you're doing, or actually you're looking to rug pull people and you want to stay hidden. So for sure, if you're not public, it's a big no for me. So here you see the names and the pictures, and even better, you get a LinkedIn page to all their past experiences. But still, I have some concerns. As you read for the CEO, his achievement was being a top World of Warcraft player at age of 15. Then he eventually became an esports manager and eventually did some brand sponsorship, those kind of stuff. Then we have the CFO, who's been an entrepreneur for 15 years. He had 3 companies, a pharmaceutical, a gambling, and now crypto. So I'm guessing he's on the right path, coming from the most scammy part, the pharmaceuticals and those guys, then going to gambling, the house always wins. Now crypto, eventually he gets there. Eventually he's gonna do a non-profit and we will support. Then we have the director and computer graphic generalist. So checking out his LinkedIn, there are no ties with Aether Games. So he's the director and founder of No One Studios, which is a CGI studio in Paris. So he's been working there for 4 years now. Then we have the director of game development, who is also a CEO at Redrift. So we have to check Redrift with 150 employees. So again, coming to his LinkedIn, you can see that he's the founder and CEO of Redrift. He's also founder, partner, and game director at Aether Games. So he's been with Redrift for 5 years and he's been with Aether Games 2 years. But we have to check Redrift also. Then we have the next 3 founders. Yeah, I said 3 because another one is on the next page. Looking at these 2 guys. So Dimitri, who is the audio director at Aether Games, is also the audio lead at Exospian Technologies. Also audio lead as Hyperloop and founder at DFAD, which again Aaron also, who is the director of strategy and growth at Aether Games, is also head of strategies, DFAD, also the DF group. So as you saw, they all have other things to do. So they're all either CEO or founders of other companies, and they all decided to find Aether Games. It's not bad. So they're bringing all the experiences that they have here, but at the same time, you would think that they have divided attention and they have divided time. So they have to work on other stuff. So the team doesn't end there. They have the other guys. So we have another founder here, Zaur Akhundzadeh. So we will check his LinkedIn. So as you can see, he's game director and co-founder at Aether Games, but his Aether Games is in Dubai. So he founded He found the Aether Games in Dubai, and he's the chief business development at Redrift. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the other people in the team, but what I found that not all of them are actually completely involved with Aether Games. Some of them are actually again in no one studio or another studio. Some of them seems like to be doing a contract job for Aether Games, or maybe some sort of a side gig. So now I have to check Redrift because the game development, I'm guessing the expertise comes from the Redrift company, and we have to check them out. So going to Redrift website, then checking out games, as you can see that it doesn't even show the wording correctly, but who cares? So they have this Story Spark game, they have the Cards of Eternity, which is actually Ether card game, they have Berserk, which is made for Vulcan Forge. There is a Pet Baron and a Puzzle Royale, which I couldn't find a game for it, so maybe it's in development or never developed. So let's check out Pet Baron. So as you can see, it has tokenomics, so you can say it's a blockchain game, Web3 game. It was going to be an MMO strategy, but we actually have never heard of it. So let's check out their social. As you can see, they have stopped communicating, so maybe the development has paused, or they decided to develop and later on to talk about it, but there's no sign of life for this game. Then checking out Story Spark, an interactive story. As you can see, there's not much to say about this story, and for the 10,000 people who have downloaded this game, please take a hard look in the mirror. What are you doing? And of course we have Berserk for Vulcan Forge. It's another card game, so at least they have the experience with the card game. And what is it with card games that all the Web3 developers, they enjoy making the card games? So then I check the backers. You can see they're decent enough. So they have the Polygon Ventures, they have Milestone Labs, Master Ventures, Polka Starter, Magic Eden. So they're all into crypto. They must have seen something, so the backers are good. And now I check how is the community backing this project. So if you come to their socials, their Twitter is actually good, but I found out that the socials and this kind of stuff are not a good indicator. So you know how the followings and those kind of stuff happen for Twitter, and for Discord you see the number of members, but maybe the online is more important. But of course the project is not fully launched, so maybe there's not a lot of talk about it. And usually when it's an IDO, the socials are gonna switch from being quiet to more hyped and bullish people talking about it. So it's not a good indicator, because usually when the IDO comes, you cannot even ask questions or criticize the project on anything. They consider this fraud and they will kick you out. So I will talk about this stuff in the launchpad videos, which I'm gonna make sometime. But of course, if there is no community, that's gonna be a red flag. So at least they have it. And you can see they have stopped uploading videos on their YouTube channel. And again, as you can see, Cards of Eternity, Gates of Eternity, I think they have changed these to another names. I will get to it again later. Then I come and look at what I'm buying. So I look at the tokenomics to see what's going on. As you can see, with a token supply of 1 billion AEG, the company is gonna be worth $45 million, which for my taste is a bit high. But in crypto, if a dog with hat can be $400 million meme coin, then why not? This can be also a $45 million company. And to be honest, the way I look at it, a 25 unlock at TGE, it's not bad given the market conditions we are in. So it's a bit bullish right now. So you just need a 4x to have the rest of your bag be a free ride after you get your unlock. So in bullish conditions, I would say this is a good kind of vesting. And as for the token utility, the page that I could find about it, it's this page that you can use it for crafting materials, for staking, so by doing some other stuff with the dynamic NFT that they're gonna have. So it's gonna be used for the in-game, so what you would really want from a game. So for now, they have one card game. There's no other game yet that you can use AEG, and I'm not sure if you can use the AEG once it's out in the card game immediately or not, or how much you would need it. So let me finalize my thoughts about this project. As I said, I have mixed feeling about the team, so it's good that we can see the faces, we know their experiences and those kind of stuff, but I couldn't be confident enough that these guys can deliver what they're saying. So the Aether Saga, the Gates of Eternity, the card game, I don't know. It's a mixed feeling for me. My second concern is about the address of the company. So they say Aether Forge Ltd is in Bahamas, and in LinkedIn you could see it's in US or it's in Dubai. So now it's saying in Bahamas, and when you search its address, it brings up some other companies, so it's a bit concerning. And when I searched for Aether Forge Ltd, the only thing I could find was Aether Forge Games Ltd, which was registered in UK, but it was registered by two other people, which they were not even mentioned in the team, so maybe it's probably something else not related to this project. Another concern I have is that they have raised from many different community run project or launchpads. As you can see, there are so many launchpads that they're doing the raise for this project, and the last time someone did that was SoulChick, so they went on so many launchpads and eventually it failed. But to be fair, these guys were trying to rug this stuff and scam people. My other concern is about this being so confusing. So they have the Ether trading card game. They have the Ether Saga. They had the Gates of Eternity, so GOE.GG, but their own website is ethergames.io. But they had another website, ether.game, which was for Cards of Eternity. Also, if you go on Epic Games, although it says Ether Trading Card Game, so previously it was called Cards of Eternity. And Cards of Eternity has its own website, so it was COE at the beginning, then turned to ether.game, and now it turned again to ethergames.io. So you see, it's very confusing what they're doing. Another thing that bugs me is the website. So when you press universe, just brings you down to the socials, so maybe you have to follow the universe through there, and when you go to play, yeah, nothing happens. So it's not a very well built website for a $40 million company. And the mint, of course, is gonna work. The mint, for sure, it's gonna work, don't worry. The only thing that is functional is the mint. And my last concern is the game itself. Although they have a game, so they're ahead of 90% of the Web3 gaming companies. They have something functional and you can play it. So I actually played it. As you can see, this was a match that I was doing it. I would say it's not the best card game, and I should add this, that I'm not a fan of card games in general. So I used to play Hearthstone as a pastime game that I used to play, but looking at this, I would say I rather play that. It's more polished, it's better. This has a lot of things to do, bugs to correct, graphics to improve, but I would say it's a decent enough card game. But at the end of the day, it's still a card game, so I don't know how popular this can get. We have to wait and see, since we are in a bull market. So personally, I will watch this IDO from the sidelines, although the vesting is a bit tempting for me, but since I don't like card games, I'm gonna stand by. That's what I will do, and I cannot tell you to invest or not to invest. That's a decision you have to make. The only thing I can say is subscribe. Please share your thoughts. Let me know how you analyze projects, and if I have missed something or misunderstood something, please let me know. I'm here to learn also. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next videos.